Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. So in this video, I'm just going to do a brief look at the Shirogorov F5 Silk Custom Division. And I've been thinking about this video a lot. I really wanted to be able to go through and really delineate what makes this knife good, or really try to break it down in detail without using words like exceptional and perfect and, just a lot of those kind of buzzwords. But even after a couple weeks, it's really hard to really give concise points. So I'm going to do the best that I can. By way of disclosure, I had no intention whatsoever to sell this knife, but someone made me an offer today that that I couldn't pass up. Yeah, so there's that, and as such, it's no longer my knife, and so I can say whatever I want about it, right? No, just kidding. I mean, I tell you guys what I think anyway. So here's the certificate of authenticity. Comes with a Shiro sticker and stuff. Model, I guess the number of this specific one. A single row roller bearing system, which is little barrels instead of balls. And yeah, so the F5 Silk. Now the reason they call it, the silk, is because of the fine machining that's been done on this one. Hopefully I can show you guys that on the camera. Really nice machining here that goes all the way through. And the F5 is a continuation of the 95 and the F3. It is very Shirogorov in its design. And this one is fully contoured, plus it has some chamfering or some mill work for additional comfort. But anyway, so they call it the silk because of the really fine milling lines, apparently. So this particular one is done in Vanix 37 steel. Again, the single row roller bearing system. And typically on the inside of the frame, let me take a quick look. There is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Let me see if I can get a little additional light here without blasting it. Okay, let's try this. I doubt this is going to work. Just take my word for it, guys. It says custom division, and it has the model number here, so maybe you'll get it there. Anyway, so that's the markings on this one that tells what it is. The inside has been completely skeletonized, giving this one a weight of essentially 4.5 ounces with the full titanium handle and zirconium. So this utilizes a zirconium backspacer, and zirconium is quite a heavy material, to be honest. Also has a zirconium pivot collar here on both sides, so that's one of the features of the custom division that, well, there are a couple different levels. There's probably better terms for them, but you have your normal production line, then you have your 3 bears, and I believe the 3 bears have like double row D balls. It's not a D10 ball. It's late. I'm tired. So the basic line has just a single row of bearings. The 3 bears has a double row of bearings. And then I believe from there there's kind of an in-between where you have like the Shirogorov club knives, which, may have the double row of bearings plus, the pivot collars and so forth. And then you finally get into custom division, which has the roller bearing system. And then you get into full custom, which will have like, I think, double row roller bearing system. So there's essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different levels of knives within Shirogorov knives. So one thing that they all have in common, though, is what I call the Shirogorov secret sauce, which is, basically the way that they're designed. So they have long, slender handles. They're not, thick either, and then they use either a full flat grind or, you know, just about a full flat grind. So that's the Shirogorov secret sauce. They carry well. They cut very well because of the, you know, pretty much full flat grind. Fit and finish is exceptional. Flipping action is exceptional. Machine work is exceptional. And yeah, I mean, that's what makes a Shirogorov. So this one, you know, again, custom division, super limited, you know, fully contoured, plus the, you know, the additional mill lines here. You've got the Shirogorov bear, custom division designated on the blade, and it's just so well executed. It's, you know, my catchphrase with, I think, the last Shirogorov video I did is exceptional but overpriced. You know, and this is going to be one of those instances where I say, do as I say, not as I do, because at 1300 table, it's like, man, for what is, you know, a production knife with a couple nice upgrades, it's incredibly expensive compared to the next level of production knife, which, you know, for me would be probably a limited edition zero tolerance. That, for me, that's like right under, you know, the Shirogorovs as far as kind of the details and the fit and the finish. But the design is just so clean. The balance in the hand is really well done. So let's go through a little more detail. I don't want to ramble too much. Again, this is just kind of a quick video before I have to, unfortunately, ship this one out. So really, really nice kind of satin, almost polished finish, pretty reflective. The jimping up top is done very well. Very nice machining there. Plunge line is looking good. I mean, the secondary bevel is super clean and consistent all the way throughout. Comes down to a nice thin edge. The geometry on the flipper tab is perfection because it's at that 45, which I really like. Plus it has some jimping that works without being sharp, so you just get like a perfect strong flip every time. Really smooth. This one, if I were to take it apart and clean out the factory lubricant and then use my lubricant of choice, it would be even smoother. So, but I haven't really felt the need to do that yet. I figured I'd get to it eventually, but obviously that won't be the case here. So, look at the frames. And as I mentioned, the design language is definitely a continuation of the, you know, the F3, the 95. It, you know, for those people who keep saying it looks like the Grimsero Rask, dear God, Shirogorov has predated the Rask by years and years and years. So don't say that in the comments, although someone's going to inevitably say it now, just to poke the bear. Anyways, terrible pun. Stainless steel lock insert, pocket clip. Look at the contouring on the pocket clip. I mean, that is definitely some work there. So, blind screwed pocket clip works really well. Centering is perfect. I mean, everything on the knife is perfect. Everything is well thought out. The disengagement is raised on the side, plus it's chamfered, so disengagement is super easy. You know, the interesting thing is you get a really strong flipping action, but there's not a whole lot of lock bar pressure to disengage, and the distance you travel is so incredibly short. I mean, just boom, that's it, to disengage the knife. And I mean, it's completely rock solid as well. So if we were to think of that like a trigger reset, it is a super short reset. So hopefully that's a mildly useful analogy. But I don't know. So again, I hate saying that I sold it. Makes me feel terrible. I didn't want to sell it, but again, everything has its price as it is. So what are my plans? Honestly, I mean, I'm probably going to go pick up another Shirogorov within the month if I had to guess. Will it be as nice as this one? Absolutely not. Does it have to be? Not necessarily. But I had been missing a Shiro for a long time. I think this is my fourth the problem is, I'm like, oh, I need to free up some funds, and it's like, oh, look, there's a $700 or $800 production knife in my collection that sells pretty easy. Yeah, I think I'll probably sell that one just because I know that I won't have to, sit there and just take lowball offers all day and say no thanks, and then it's they're an easy sell because people always want them. Whether it's the custom division or it's the standard production. There's a lot of comparisons with Chris Reeve as far as the quality and the consistency and the continuation of the pursuit of perfection. What these have, in my mind, that perhaps Chris Reeves don't, is obviously bearings and flippers and stainless steel lock inserts and all things that I really value as a knife user, as a knife enthusiast. So, but I think a similar philosophy, the pursuit of perfection. Obviously, they have various levels of models and so forth, whereas Chris Reeves is a little more cut and dry. But anyways, I mean, if you can afford to get a Shiro at some point, I would highly recommend that you at least give it a try, because I think it sets the bar for production flipping knives. The problem is that bar is pretty damn expensive, so it is what it is. Would I go out and pick up another one of these for $1,300? Absolutely. Even though I feel like that's overpriced, it's one of those instances where it's do as I say, not as I do, because I think that just about anyone watching this would happily pick up another one of these for table price. So, we'll see if I put this up. I don't know if I can do it. I definitely feel like a sellout since I spent so much time talking about how I was not going to sell it, and then that I did. So, anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't beat me up too much in the comments, assuming I do put this up. And as always, more videos to come. I have some new exciting projects in the works that hopefully you guys will enjoy. So, thanks for the support. Thanks for watching. You can always follow me on Instagram as EpicSonoma Bunny. Take care.